Thiek high thumbs up. Nietzsche asterisk ARP KDA Hue script car 800 words car powerful, 100% unique YouTube audio text asterisk dr yaraha high. Check mark asterisk no gap asterisk. Check mark asterisk only paragraph asterisk. Check mark asterisk voiceover friendly asterisk. Check mark asterisk high retention spiritual tone asterisk. Dash. The whole bank is whispering your name right now, not because of confusion but because heaven itself has authorized a transfer that cannot be explained by earthly systems. A divine check of unimaginable value has been deposited in your name and the sender is Archangel Michael. Beloved child, you did not open this message by accident. This moment was scheduled long before you were born and I was commanded to reach you now because something urgent is unfolding behind the scenes. The vault has opened but it will not remain open forever. The enemy is watching your response and earthly systems are already trying to freeze what belongs to you. Listen carefully my child because this is not symbolism, this is not imagination, this is a spiritual transaction moving toward physical manifestation. A heavenly inheritance the enemy tried to steal for years has finally surfaced and your name was written on it with authority. I know how long you waited, how many nights you cried quietly, how many times doors closed when you were sure they would open, but every delay was protection because this level of blessing could only reach you when your spirit was strong enough to carry it. The bank executives represent forces that want what you carry. They do not understand your value but they recognize your favor. That is why I intervened. That is why time was paused so you could read this. Heaven honors your free will and I cannot force this release without your alignment. The check is already signed but your belief is the final confirmation code. If you hesitate, fear will try to step in. But fear has no authority here, only trust does. You felt something shifting weeks ago, a strange sense that something big was coming. That was not imagination, that was your spirit sensing movement in the vault, your healing, your relocation, your fresh start, your unspoken dream. All of it is tied to this deposit. The enemy tried distraction because distraction is the last weapon when delay no longer works. But you are still here and that alone is proof you passed another test. Heaven has been watching how you respond, not to punish you but to confirm you are ready. This is a test of reception, not worthiness, because your worth was already established through endurance. Every loss refined you, every setback strengthened your authority, the size of your trial always matched the weight of your treasure. And now the treasure has arrived, the vault is trembling because alignment is happening inside you. Do not rush, do not scroll away, your stillness is your signature, your presence is your confirmation. The systems of earth cannot calculate divine timing and that is why they are confused. They see numbers but heaven sees destiny. They see accounts but heaven sees assignments. This wealth is ancient, restored from generations that lost it through struggle and betrayal. You are the one chosen to receive it because you did not break when others did. You stayed soft in a hard world, faithful in silent seasons, and heaven recorded every moment. That is why the system is glitching. That is why the file cannot be overridden. This blessing will not be released through panic or desperation but through calm certainty. The kind that says I know who I am and I receive what heaven has already approved. If you feel an unusual peace rising, that is confirmation. If your breathing feels deeper, that is alignment. Once this clears, your life will accelerate, doors will open faster, opportunities will multiply, and heaven wanted your foundation stable before the speed increased. You are not late, you are exactly on time. The interference you felt in life was real but it has been broken. The invisible opposition could delay but not cancel. And now they no longer have access to your record. Your name is glowing in the vault. This is not just money, this is freedom, restoration, voice, authority, legacy, a release that affects not only you but everyone connected to you. People will be healed, families restored, futures rebuilt because you said yes in this moment. Stay present, receive with trust. You do not need to understand how it will happen, only that it already has. When heaven clears your name, no earthly power can stop the echo. This is your confirmation. The check is real, the vault is open, and what belongs to you will not be touched by anyone else. My beloved, stay with me because what is happening now is deeper than finances, deeper than timing, deeper even than miracles. This moment is about authority returning to you. The reason the vault responded to your name is because heaven recognizes something in you that the world tried to erase. You were never meant to live small, never meant to beg, never meant to survive paycheck to paycheck, but the enemy worked quietly to make you doubt your identity, to convince you that delay meant denial, yet all along it meant preparation. I was standing at the gate watching every attempt to access your vault, every false claim, every forged signature, and each time heaven said no, not yet, not until they are strong enough to stand without fear. Because this blessing is heavy and weak foundations collapse under heavy favor. You are still here because you were built to carry this. Your spirit has matured through pressure, through silence, through seasons where no one clapped for you, and that is why heaven trusts you now. Listen carefully because I need you to understand this truth. The check was never delayed because of your mistakes, it was delayed because of the people around you. Had it arrived earlier, it would have funded betrayal, manipulation, and dependency, so heaven shielded it. Every closed door you cried over was protection, every opportunity that vanished was interception. You thought you were losing momentum, but in reality you were being preserved for precision. Now the precision moment has arrived, the systems are unlocking because alignment has been achieved, your spirit is no longer begging, it is receiving, and that shift alone terrifies the enemy, because once you receive without fear, there is nothing left to control you. That is why distractions will intensify after this message. Random thoughts, sudden urges, unexpected interruptions, they are not coincidence, they are resistance, but do not engage them. Your stillness right now is dismantling contracts you never signed consciously, ancient limitations are dissolving because you stayed present. The vault does not open to noise, it opens to certainty, and certainty is forming inside you right now. Feel it, that calm strength replacing anxiety, that quiet knowing replacing doubt, that is your authority returning. Understand this, my child, wealth is not chasing you, it is responding to you. The moment you stopped shrinking internally, the system had no reason to delay externally. Approvals that were blocked for years are now moving because the spiritual clearance was granted first. Money follows permission, favor follows identity, and identity is what heaven just restored. People will soon treat you differently without knowing why. Doors will open with ease that once required struggle, not because the world changed but because your frequency did. This is not arrogance, this is alignment. Humility does not mean smallness, it means clarity, and you are clear now. The enemy's greatest fear is not your wealth but your confidence, because confident people cannot be manipulated, they cannot be rushed, they cannot be intimidated, and they cannot be robbed. That is why this moment was guarded so fiercely. That is why this message reached you despite interference. You are now in the final phase of release, and this phase requires calm faith, not emotional excitement. Excitement fades but certainty seals, so breathe, let your shoulders relax. You do not need to chase what is already approved. You are not behind, you are ahead of schedule in heaven's timing. Tonight and in the days ahead you may notice subtle confirmations, unexpected peace, sudden clarity about decisions, ideas resurfacing that once felt impossible. Those are signs of restoration. Do not dismiss them. Your intuition is being sharpened to protect what is coming. Remember this. Not everyone needs access to your next season. Privacy will be protection, silence will be wisdom, discernment will be wealth. Heaven is not only blessing you but teaching you how to sustain it, because overflow without wisdom becomes loss. And you are not here to lose again. The enemy's attempts have failed, the record is sealed, your name has been cleared, the approval is final. All that remains is integration, letting your mind catch up to what your spirit already accepted. Speak gently to yourself after this. Choose rest over worry, trust over control, reception over resistance. This is how the blessing locks in. This is how the vault fully opens. And my beloved, know this deeply. I am not leaving. I was assigned to guard this transfer until it stabilizes in your life. What belongs to you will arrive in layers, sustainably, intentionally, in ways that cannot be reversed. You are safe now, you are supported, you are chosen, and nothing that was delayed was wasted. Everything converged for this exact moment. Stay steady, stay grounded, stay open, because what comes next will confirm everything you just received. My beloved, this moment is not dramatic by accident, it is quiet by design because heaven does its deepest work in stillness, and right now something irreversible is settling into place inside you. You are not chasing a miracle anymore, you are agreeing with one. An agreement is what turns promise into reality. For a long time you were taught to wait, to endure, to survive, but now the season has shifted from endurance to embodiment. You are stepping into what was already written, not because you demanded it but because you became ready to carry it without losing yourself. Understand this clearly, the delays you experienced were not denials and they were not punishments, they were safeguards. Every pause protected you from receiving too much too soon. Because blessings without preparation become burdens, and heaven refused to crush you with what you prayed for. Instead it shaped you quietly, layer by layer, until your spirit could hold peace and power at the same time. That is why this feels calm instead of chaotic. You are not anxious because alignment produces steadiness. The fear that once shouted at you now whispers because it has lost authority. You can feel it, that subtle shift in your chest, that sense of grounding. That is not imagination, that is integration. The transfer is not rushing because what is meant to last does not need speed, it needs stability. After this moment you may notice that your reactions change before your circumstances do. You will pause instead of panic, you will choose instead of chase, you will observe instead of absorb. And that is how influence begins. The world responds differently to those who are internally settled. Doors open because your presence no longer carries urgency, and urgency is what repels favor. Calm certainty attracts it. This blessing is not here to impress others, it is here to establish you. to root you so deeply that storms pass without uprooting you. You are becoming someone who builds, not someone who scrambles, and builders think long-term, they choose wisely, they protect their energy. That is why discernment is sharpening now. Not everyone will feel aligned with you anymore, and that is not loss. That is clarity. Some connections were seasonal and their season has ended. Release them without bitterness. Space is being created intentionally. What is coming requires room, not noise. Privacy will be protection in this next phase. Silence will be strategy. Not everyone needs to know what is unfolding. What is real will reveal itself through results, not announcements. Your life will begin to speak for you in ways words never could. And that will confuse some people because they were used to seeing you explain, justify, or wait. But now you move differently, not arrogantly, but assuredly. Assurance is quiet and unshakable. This is what maturity feels like. You are no longer reactive, you are responsive. And that single shift changes everything. Money responds to clarity, opportunities respond to consistency, people respond to presence, and you are present now, fully here, not living in regret or anticipation, but grounded in now. That is the state where abundance can stay without disruption. You are not meant to repeat old cycles. That chapter has closed. You have learned what you needed to learn, paid what you needed to pay, endured what you needed to endure, and now the return begins, not explosively, but steadily, sustainably, in ways that compound over time. This is not a quick win, this is a foundation, and foundations are quiet while they are being set. Do not compare your process to anyone else's highlight. Comparison will only pull you out of alignment. Your timing is precise, your path is specific, your assignment is unique. Trust it, trust yourself, trust what you feel settling instead of chasing what looks loud. Peace is your confirmation, not excitement. Excitement fades, peace remains, and what remains is what lasts. After this you may find that your desires change. You will want depth over speed, quality over quantity, meaning over validation. That is not loss of ambition, that is refinement. Ambition without fear is focused, and focused ambition builds legacy. This season is about stewardship, learning how to hold, manage, and multiply what is entrusted to you without letting it change your heart. And heaven chose you because your heart stayed intact through lack. You did not harden, you did not grow cruel. You did not abandon your values, and that integrity is what qualifies you now, not perfection, integrity. You are not stepping into abundance to escape your past, you are stepping into it to redeem it, to rewrite the narrative, to become proof that endurance was not wasted. Stay grounded after this, do not rush decisions, let clarity lead, rest when you need to, act when it feels clean, not forced. You are not behind, you are exactly where you need to be. My beloved, this next movement is not about gaining something new but about allowing what is already yours to settle fully into your life. Many people miss this phase because they think the miracle ends when the door opens. But in truth the miracle matures when you learn how to live inside it without fear, without rushing, without sabotaging what you prayed so long for. And that is why heaven is still speaking to you gently, guiding you step by step. Because stability is more powerful than sudden change, you are entering a season where consistency will matter more than excitement, where small aligned decisions will create larger results than dramatic gestures ever could. Understand this clearly, abundance does not test your ability to receive, it tests your ability to remain yourself while receiving, and that is why your past mattered so much. Every moment of restraint, every time you chose character over reaction, every time you stayed honest when cutting corners would have been easier, those choices trained your nervous system to hold more without collapsing. You are not overwhelmed now because you have been expanded gradually, pressure stretched you without breaking you. And that expansion is what makes this season safe. After this moment you may notice that your priorities quietly rearrange themselves. What once felt urgent may feel less important, and what once felt distant may come into focus. This is not confusion, this is alignment refining your direction. You are being guided away from survival thinking into stewardship thinking, and stewardship requires patience, vision, and restraint. You will begin to see opportunities not as escapes but as responsibilities, and that shift alone will protect you from repeating old cycles. You are not meant to spend this season proving anything to anyone. Proof invites comparison, and comparison drains clarity. Instead you are meant to build quietly, intentionally, sustainably. Let your growth be steady rather than sudden, deep rather than loud, because depth cannot be shaken. People who move too fast often return to where they started, but those who move with wisdom rarely need to start over, and you are done starting over. You have learned enough, paid enough, waited enough. Now it is time to build something that lasts. Something that supports not only you but others without draining you. Generosity will flow naturally when boundaries are strong, and your boundaries are strengthening now, not from hardness but from self-respect. You are learning that saying no is not rejection, it is direction. Every no is making space for a clearer yes, and that clarity will guide your next steps more accurately than fear ever did. Notice how your inner dialogue is changing. It is less frantic, less critical, less desperate. That is healing integrating with abundance. When healing and provision meet, wholeness is formed, and wholeness attracts the right people, the right environments, the right opportunities. You will no longer feel the need to convince others of your worth. Those meant to align will recognize it without explanation, and those who cannot will naturally drift away. Let them. Holding on to misaligned connections would only slow what is unfolding. Remember this: peace leaving your life is always a warning, peace increasing is always confirmation. Follow peace, not pressure. Pressure belongs to the old season, peace belongs to this one. You are not meant to carry anxiety into abundance. Anxiety corrodes enjoyment and clouds judgment. That is why heaven waited until your inner world could support your outer growth. You are now capable of resting even while things are moving, and rest is not laziness, it is trust. Trust that you do not need to control every detail for things to work out. Control was necessary when things were unstable, but now stability is forming, and stability allows delegation, surrender, and flow. You may feel moments of unfamiliar calm, almost like waiting for something to go wrong. That is old conditioning releasing. Nothing is wrong, you are simply not used to ease yet. Give yourself permission to experience it without guilt. Ease does not mean you are undeserving, it means you are aligned. This season will teach you that struggle is not a requirement for value, effort does not have to hurt to be meaningful, joy can coexist with responsibility, and peace can exist alongside progress. This is the new framework being installed in you, and once installed it cannot be removed. You will operate differently from here on, not because you forced change but because change settled naturally. Take your time integrating this. You do not need to rush explanations, announcements, or decisions. Let clarity mature before action. Fruit picked too early never tastes right, but fruit allowed to ripen nourishes fully. Trust the timing of your own unfolding. You are not late, you are not early, you are precise and precision. My beloved, this final movement is about embodiment, about living from what has already been settled rather than waiting for proof to feel safe. Because the greatest shift does not happen outside of you but within the way you carry yourself through ordinary moments. Abundance becomes real not when numbers change but when fear no longer dictates your choices. And that is what is happening now, quietly, steadily, without spectacle. You are learning to trust your inner stability more than external reassurance, and that trust will guide you better than any sign ever could. After this phase you will notice that you respond to challenges differently. Not with panic or avoidance but with calm assessment. Solutions will come to you faster because your mind is no longer crowded with noise. Clarity creates space, and space allows insight to surface. This is how wisdom operates, not loudly but effectively. You are stepping into a rhythm that supports longevity, not burnout, and that rhythm will protect you from extremes, from overspending energy, from overcommitting, from giving more than is sustainable. Balance will become instinctive, not forced. You will know when to move and when to wait without overthinking it. Because alignment sharpens intuition. Intuition is not emotion, it is information delivered quietly, and you are finally listening without questioning yourself. This self-trust is the real wealth being restored. Money is only one expression of it, but confidence, peace, discernment, and patience are the foundation that holds everything else. Without them abundance leaks away, with them abundance stays and grows. You are no longer trying to prove your value through effort, you are allowing your value to speak through consistency. People will begin to respect your time more because you respect it first. They will listen differently because you speak with intention, not urgency, and opportunities will come that feel aligned rather than draining. That alignment will be your confirmation. If something costs you your peace, it is not part of this season. Learn to release without guilt. Guilt belongs to the old version of you who felt responsible for everyone else's comfort. You are not here to carry others at the cost of yourself. You are here to lead by example, to show what stability looks like, to create environments where growth is possible without chaos. That leadership will emerge naturally. You will not need to announce it. Others will feel it and respond. Remember this, not everyone will understand your quiet confidence. Some will mistake it for distance, but distance from noise is what allows clarity to thrive. You do not owe explanations for your growth. Your responsibility is to steward it well. Be mindful of where you invest your energy, attention, and resources. What you feed grows, what you ignore fades. Choose intentionally. You are no longer reacting to life, you are shaping it through presence. This season rewards those who move deliberately, not impulsively, who build patiently, not hastily, and who honor process as much as outcome. You may feel moments where the old urge to rush resurfaces. That is habit, not intuition. Acknowledge it and let it pass. Urgency is not required anymore. What is meant for you is not running away, it is arriving steadily. Trust that, trust yourself, trust the calm you feel even when circumstances are still catching up. Internal alignment always precedes external change. That is a law you are now living by, and living by it will keep you grounded no matter how much expands around you. You are becoming someone who can enjoy progress without losing peace, success without losing humility, provision without losing gratitude. That balance is rare. and it is why this season was protected for so long. Heaven does not rush what is meant to last, and your life is meant to last, to impact, to build, to restore, not just for you but through you. You are breaking patterns simply by choosing differently, by resting when rest is needed, by acting when action is clear, by trusting when fear tries to speak. That is courage, quiet courage, the kind that sustains rather than exhausts. Allow yourself to settle into this new normal. Do not search for intensity to feel alive. Peace is alive too. Presence is alive too. Joy does not always shout. Sometimes it hums softly beneath the surface. Let it. You are safe now, supported, guided, and capable. The future ahead does not require you to become someone else. It requires you to remain fully yourself, grounded, aware, and intentional. Stay connected to what steadies you. Protect your inner environment as carefully as you protect your outer one. This is how you ensure that what has been restored remains, grows, and multiplies over time. You are not waiting for permission anymore.